or find a clan, every time you speak to them, you feel 10 times better. They didn't bring you down, they brought you up, and they pull you up on your bad behaviours, and they try and make you better, and they speak to you in a certain way, and they just make you feel powerful, and it's a beautiful thing. Hey boys, I'm back. Tonight it got a little bit late, so I actually decided to make a PowerPoint for you. I know you all know me as the CEO of Testosterone. I'm also known as the King of PowerPoints, and this was a question I found on my YouTube, one of my videos. I'm not good enough to approach women. And I figured out that a lot of you guys are not worried so much about the cold approach, but you've got a mental block in your head that says you're not actually good enough for these women, that there's no point in approaching them because you're never going to get anything out of it. They are going to want someone else, a superior man. And I wanted to talk to you about that because it's obviously a pretty damaging mental block. I mean, the person that asked this question said they're pretty attractive. They're more attractive than the average male. They go to the gym and lift weights. They've got their ways of making money and they sound like a pretty stand-up guy. But due to some past trauma and things that happened at school, they have a mental block that means they don't see themselves that way. They have a lack of self-confidence that is holding them back. They don't see themselves as the man they've actually become. And I found this to be quite a common problem. But there is a way to solve it. First things first, though, we need to talk about something because the majority of you guys are very young, between 18 and 25. Same as me, I'm 23. And there's some interesting dynamics in the sexual marketplace when you are approaching women, trying to talk to women, go on dates, find a girlfriend. We are operating on interesting dynamics when we are at this age, and I will explain why to you now. Let's just move my head over here. There we go. Sexual market value. How much a person is worth on the sexual marketplace. So when you're in the dating scene or you're trying to find a girlfriend, wife, husband, whatever, each person ranks differently depending on looks, status, money, confidence, personality. You would give them a rating. So your favourite girl ever who looks amazing, who's young, in her prime, and has an amazing personality might have a sexual market value out of 100 of 93. And she's very, very high up there. Now, the fact is that the average female peaks between 18 and 25 years old, so incredibly, incredibly young. She's her most useful and beautiful at this age. And what we know is that men value this. This is how men place their sexual market value. Now, that might not be fair. Women might say that this is not right and you should value them on other things like confidence and personality. Certainly is a factor. But the majority of women, the average female, will peak between 18 and 25 because she looks her most youthful, her most beautiful. She's her most feminine. She has not had hundreds of partners. She's not got emotional damage from past relationships. She is probably a very lovely woman to be around at this age. In contrast to that, the average male peaks between 35 and 45. Now, considering most people that watch this will be between 18 and 25, you're probably thinking, well, fuck, this puts me pretty low down, my sexual market value. And the reason why is because men are not just rated on looks and personality, we're rated on career, status, our possessions, our ability to look after a woman. So a woman between the ages of 18 and 25, if she is a beautiful woman with a great personality, she will be looking for a high status male. Maybe not so much in the West anymore. Women have become very much more independent. But in traditional terms, a woman would be looking for a high status male to look after her. He will want somebody who's in her prime because he's in his prime. And it just so happens that our primes are quite different. So a man peaks between 35 and 45 compared to the woman who peaks between 18 and 25. So when you are speaking to women at 18, 25 years old as a man, you are speaking to a woman who's in her prime, the girls your age. They are at their highest sexual market value, whereas you have not had time to progress your career, your status, your possessions often to the same level that she is currently on at this point, which is why you find the game difficult. It's why it is so hard for young men to get dates with amazing, beautiful women. But this is not a problem. This is okay. And it certainly doesn't mean that you're not going to get laid. It's actually quite a good thing. Time is on your side. This allows you time to focus on self-development. The best years of your life are ahead of you. You have time to develop your career. The whole thing of not feeling good enough to get a girl. The reason I went into that stuff about sexual market value is just so you guys can understand that it's not like a fallacy or anything that you are feeling this way when you have approached girls, and a lot of us in the West will experience a lot of rejection young. Don't let that harm your confidence. That was just to let you know That's the reason why these things happen, because there's men that have had 10, 15 years on you to build things that women value, which is their ability to look after and provide for a woman. You don't need to worry about that. This is actually a good thing. You've got all of that to come. But it does mean that this is actually a time for self-development. And on the way there, you will find that just being on your purpose gives you sexual market value. So when you're a young man, you haven't acquired possessions yet. You often haven't acquired a decent career or a high-paying job. It's just the way it is. It takes time for these things to be figured out. But there's one thing you can have that's incredibly valuable, and that is ambition. A woman who's at her sexual prime, if she smells the right ambition in a man, she will take a gamble. Which means that if you are doing your self-development, you're focused on your career, you're focused on building your body, building your mind, reading, and you're on your self-development journey, you have a very good chance of sleeping with beautiful women across all age groups, from women at their peak from 18 to 25, all the way up to women who are older, because you have ambition. And ambition is your magic potion in this game. Ambition is what you use when you do not yet have possessions or material things that women can value you with. So ambition is the secret potion, and it can get you a long, long way. So all is not lost, boys. It does not mean you won't get laid, but what about confidence? What if you still don't feel like you're good enough to speak to girls? Or what if me saying this has made you feel worse, that you'll never get a girl? Well, I'm going to teach you how to build bulletproof confidence no matter what age you are. So confidence is just how you see yourself, which determines how you act, which then determines how others see you. That's literally something I came up with myself. I'm pretty proud of that. I think that could be a quote or something, but maybe it already is. Maybe I've just regurgitated it. Let me know in the comments if I have. There is guys at 16, 17, 18, 19 that are getting chicks. There's guys at 18 years old that are getting MILFs. There's guys that are 18 years old with no money that go to the club and pool. It is a confidence thing. It is what women can smell on you. If they can smell the ambition, the confidence of a young alpha just coming up, then they're happy to be with that man. It's not a problem. The reason why you're probably not confident is because you don't feel like you deserve it. And the reason why, because you know deep down that you break promises to yourself. You say you're going to go to the gym. You say you're going to get in shape. You say you're going to work on your new business. You're going to go and approach some women. You're going to try and talk to some girls. You're going to read some more books. And for some reason, you don't do those things. And over time, when you've broken enough promises to yourself, you lose all your self-belief. You lose all your self-confidence, because you cannot rely on your own brain to get things done. And you subconsciously know, if you can't get anything done when you ask yourself to do it, why would a girl value you if you can't get anything done? And you already know the kind of guy that you are. That is the only reason why you are not confident, is because you don't believe in yourself, because you keep breaking promises with yourself. So don't worry, I have done this over and over again, and it destroys self-confidence, but it is very, very, very easy to fix, which is the amazing thing. Step one, you start incredibly small. You just write down now. You sit down now and you think to yourself, I want you to do this right now. I am never going to break another promise to myself. And forgive yourself for all the times you have. Say, look, I was stupid back then. I didn't realize what I was doing. And I'm sorry. I shouldn't have broken those promises to myself. Forgive yourself for doing that and wipe the slate clean. And from tomorrow, you start small. You write down 3 things that you are going to achieve tomorrow, and then you do them. And these things, you decide what they are. And I would recommend you make them small and easily achievable. This is all about racking up wins. So tomorrow you could make your bed, go for a 10-minute walk, and read 10 pages of a book. You tick them off. That's 3 wins in the bank. That is a very slight improvement in your subconscious belief in yourself to achieve tasks. You then do the same for a whole week. Keep them simple as you can for the first week. You do not want to overwhelm yourself, because as soon as you miss one, if you make something too hard, like I want to make 10K tomorrow, and then you don't do it, you're undoing all the progress. So you need to make them easily achievable. And then as you get on, after the first week, when you've done those things, you can increase it to 5 things, but never write down more than 5 on your to-do list. And you have to do this for about 30 days. 5 things every day, and you tick them off. You are racking up wins. When you keep promises to yourself, you will start to walk a little taller. You do this for 90 days. Not only have you got the fact that you have racked up a ridiculous amount of wins, you have racked up 400 wins. Nope. He's got the maths wrong there. 450 wins you will have racked up, which will do incredible things to your subconscious mind. You will be walking taller. You will be more confident because you are now a winner. You win every single day, and that is how you feel. Something to be careful of. Protect your confidence. When you've started to win, you will not only have the trajectory of the fact that you've got 450 wins and you're feeling like the man, you will also have the momentum that you have acquired by completing these tasks, whatever they were. So if they were work-related tasks, business-related, fitness-related tasks you had to do, like go to the gym, you are going to be looking a lot better. You're going to be feeling better and you're going to be earning more money. Now, when you start to walk a little bit taller, there is always going to be, and I put in capital letters here because it is true, an idiot, a big idiot, to try and pull you back down again. And this is not because they dislike you or want to do you harm. You have to know that. It will normally be quite a close friend or a family member, unfortunately. And it is because you make them feel pain. You do not make them happy. When they see you succeeding and doing the things that you're doing, some people have a personality where they are just so hopeless they are unable to help themselves. They would rather be miserable. And misery loves company. When you start to leave that misery, they want to pull you back into it. Because if you can do it, if you can elevate yourself and get out of it, become confident, become the person you want to be, they know they could have done it as well. And then the only excuse they have is that they didn't try hard enough. And that's not good enough for them. The immense pain that they feel with that regret is too much for them to handle. So what you need to do is notice when somebody says something to you, like, oh, you think you're a big shot now? Something like that. Say to them, yeah, I am starting to get more confident. It's actually been a big thing for me. I'm really trying to boost my confidence. I've been doing this thing every day and I've been racking up these wins and yeah, I'm starting to feel pretty good. I'm starting to walk a little taller. Maybe I speak a little bit more confidently and I've started to change a little bit. And I would really appreciate your support in doing this. And then you give them an option. They can either support you. If they then go to that, oh man, what's all that bullshit? And they put you down and they think it's a joke. You know what to do. You separate yourself from those people. What you need to do is just make sure you're not hanging out with them and you need to start looking for a clan that elevates you or be a lone wolf. I had to be a lone wolf for a little while. When I first came to Thailand, I didn't meet anyone that served me in terms of lifting me up, elevating me for a long time. So I just had to go it alone. Sometimes you have to be a lone wolf. It's okay. It actually teaches you a lot about yourself. And eventually you'll find a clan that every time you speak to them, you feel 10 times better. They didn't bring you down, they brought you up, and they pull you up on your bad behaviors, and they try and make you better, and they speak to you in a certain way, and they just make you feel powerful, and it's a beautiful thing. It's literally what I'm building with the Gorilla Tribe from the new course. I think we have a few spaces left. If you join now, you get in my close friends list, and we're doing a WhatsApp group as well. I think there's like 3 or 4 spaces left for that group, and then after that, you can still buy the course, but you don't get in the group. We're literally trying to create a clan of men where you're going to be able to keep each other accountable. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, you can use code PRESALE down below and you'll get added to that list. I think there's literally 4 spots, 3 or 4 spots, and then we've got the whole 50 for the first wave. But if you want to check that out, links in the description. Find a clan that elevates you or be a lone wolf. Now, you need to stop comparing yourself to others. And the reason being is there's no one like you. The one thing that you'll always be the best at is being yourself, being authentic to yourself. And the good thing about this is it doesn't matter what kind of person you are. As long as you're true to yourself, as long as you're not openly trying to harm people, then being yourself is no problem at all. If being yourself means killing animals like small cats and posting it on the internet, be like somebody else, because that's really fucked up. But if being yourself is just you're quite quirky or different, or you just like certain things and you're generally trying to be a good person, you want good for the world, be yourself. Authenticity is one of the most attractive things, and it doesn't matter who you are. You can be the gamer nerd, you can be a scientist, you could be an astronaut, you could be someone who's a binman, you could be literally any career, any person. If you're authentic and true to yourself, it's attractive. Now, if you are inauthentic, if you are trying to be something you're not, people can smell it a mile off. Don't think they can't. They can straight away. I've met people that on the outside would look very, very cool to hang out with. Like they're the alpha male, they've got great physiques, they've got decent businesses, but they're trying to be somebody else. There's an unease about them, and when you speak to them, you can feel it. They're not quite on the ball in terms of just talking to you. There's always something distracting them, and there's just something about them that's sickening. It's like an inauthenticity. And I've met people that you would probably want to hang out with if you met at face value because they seem cool. And I've met people that most people would probably think are not the coolest people in the world. They might even say that they're losers. And I would choose an authentic loser over an inauthentic alpha any day of the week. So authenticity is king. Stop comparing yourself to others. It's okay to have idols. It's okay to have idols to use for inspiration. The way I became the man I am today and still strive to become a person that I can be really proud of is I got my inspiration from TV shows, from movies, from watching people on YouTube, deciding what kind of traits I liked in people and then developing them in myself in an authentic way. So it's okay to have idols. Just don't compare your lives because they're at a totally different point. The only person you should compare yourself to is you yesterday or a past version of you. Have you improved? And if you have, then you're on the right task. So the answer to the question, what should I do if I don't feel good enough to approach girls? Do the things I just told you to. Build your confidence. Cut out the people bringing you down. Stop comparing yourself to others. Understand that your sexual market value is coming. Things are going to get better. You're literally at the hardest time for getting girls, and life will progressively get easier and easier as you achieve things. And focus on accomplishment, ambition, and success because it is going to guide you to the top. I hope you boys enjoyed that. It's actually a bit of a long one. It was quite the rant. Let me know what you think of my PowerPoint making skills. I thought that was pretty sick. Check the course out as well. It's linked in the description. I think that's everything, you big bunch of gorillas. So, loved it. I actually really enjoyed talking to you on that one. That felt good. That came from the heart. Hope you boys enjoyed it. See you on the next one. Whoop-pow!